Watch how we turn this into this.
Work harder.
Blow your mind.
No!
It's moving. Stop, 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 stop.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're with our good friend Kay from Earth and Water.
Hello!
This is our pipe. I'm gonna get a Sharpie, wherever that was. It's over here.
El Chapo.
So this here is our water line. Water line. We're not very prepared, Kay, as you can see.
We're just going to rummage around for the next 4 hours, and then we'll get back to you in a minute. My name's Terrarium, and I run Earth and Water. I specialize in terrariums, and today I will be helping James with this paludarium setup. So here we have cork that we have not used yet. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Could just do this and be like... And we're finished. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Very technical build.
Hold, Kay.
Holding.
Holding. All right.
Oh, you're putting a line across the whole thing. See, I wouldn't even do this on my tank because I'm always worried that the pen will never come off.
There we go.
Perfect.
Water line.
I always get nervous doing it because I use masking tape on my tank. I just put tape.
Oh, hand sanitizer rips it straight off.
Really?
Hmm? Yeah.
I'm going to try watch it. I'll try it on my tank now and be like, yeah, James, so it's not coming off.
Right, okay, so let's have a look at the plan then. Let's get your notebook. Oh, I've just broken his notebook.
It's fine. I'll cry about it later.
Okay, so these are two designs that we've thought about for this scape. I think we've both agreed that we should do the top one.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be an aquarium. We're going to go a bit different with it. This is why we've got Kay here today. So we are going to do a split tank. So we're going to have the underwater section and an immersed section with terrarium plants. And Kay's going to do the terrarium side and I'm going to do the aquascaping underwater. That's the plan.
That's the plan. We'll see,
if
we'll see
it works,
how it goes.
we don't know. But yeah, so hardscape-wise, we are using cork bark, or do we start off with rock? Which is the best way? I was going to say,
do you want to...
Because you're the terrarium guy, Kay, so...
I was going to say, if we work out how high we want things to go up,
yeah,
then we can figure out, okay, we're going to need bigger bits of rock.
Yeah, to lift it.
Rather than shoving the rock in straight away, we can be like, okay, roughly we need this height. So, and we can kind of just like figure out, oh yeah, that's quite a bit bigger. I'm going to hit it.
Don't worry about that, it can move that.
So that's quite a big bit, because then you see like the gap we have there.
Yeah.
Because then we'd need something else to prop that.
That's fine. We've got plenty of lava store
there for now.
Yeah.
Because we can always maneuver that round and then get a rough outline with the bigger bits.
The second biggest.
Yeah.
Unless you want the real big piece.
Should we try
out of the back?
Should we try the real big piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got...
So big.
It is so big. I don't know if it's too big.
Might be just a bit too big. It's a shame because it's got all these great like cavities in there.
Don't get me wrong, we can smash bits out of it.
Yeah.
That's if you want it in there or not.
Put it on that side and let's just have a look.
Want it going towards the back?
If we try back, because we can always flip them around. It's absolutely massive, isn't it? Yeah, it's too big.
Too big?
Almost like a valley.
Yeah, you want it, the vanishing point there. Let's take this one out. Let's go with the... I love that.
That's a nice shape, that one. Is there...
The only problem is that it has only got... Well, you can put it on that side. Looks better on showing that, doesn't it?
Is that the better face?
Yeah. What's the face look like on that one? On the other side, saying that I think you've got it in the best position.
I mean, that still works.
Yeah, because we're going to have
this is still nice. So if we flip it and just try it anyway. Because we can always tear out some of that cork if we need to. Get some rocks. I want to rock right now. Pick faster. Work harder. Do you want some of the smaller ones from over here?
Yeah, I'm just try not to get the ones with the bubbly bits because I don't like that.
I feel exactly the same. Of course, I picked the one that doesn't want to come. Wheel it. Butterfingers. Where you've got it there, because you've got more of an angle coming down, that does work better.
We need to put something tall, just tower it up.
Oh wait, I got an idea. I think I saw one. Emergency. I think these are going to be too small, but I'll just take them. Yeah. Little foot shuffle.
If we snap this off here, we can get more length.
What, back that way?
Yeah.
So, I think...
It's just in here.
Yeah, if it's only a tiny bit that we're not going to see anyway. Oh, I'd be ashamed to lose that, actually. Wait. Actually, no. It'd be fine. Yeah, because this bit's still the interest. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, no.
And you know, that still looks fine. No, that still looks fine.
You guys wouldn't have seen this in the terrarium world.
Nope.
Are you still on the tissue trick?
I still use the tissue trick, and like, you know, all the dust from when you get left over the cork, I cover it with that.
This is going to blow your mind.
So what is it, like a powder?
It looks, the only way I can explain it, it reminds me of Action Man's head.
Oh yeah!
You know, like flocking material. It's a bit like that, but it's not, because it burns up. It's really like weird dust. Stuff. It does look like dust. But you want to see how good this is.
All right, I'm intrigued. So give me a crash course.
So what we do is you just push it in the crevice, like that. Really push it in. Let's grab some.
And do you need a lot of it?
Not really, but you get value for money. It's really good stuff. So we end up putting loads in there just because why not? The bigger the bomb, the better.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Kay?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
So what you do is you drizzle over the Hardscape Glue, so it's like a liquid glue. And look at how smoky that is. You do have to get your head out of the way, though.
Yeah, I was going to say the fumes.
Yeah.
But that smokes really quick. When I use
sets
tissue.
Immediately as well.
Really?
You don't have to wait.
Oh, yeah, you can smell that. Pungent. It blends really well with the lava rock.
It does look really good, yeah.
I might have to get some of this. Yeah, because that's the only issue when I'm using tissue. It's hard to mask Yeah, I have to spend so much more time trying to mask the white.
Yeah.
And then the cork doesn't always bind, so you have to do loads of layers.
Yeah. This is quite a new product to the UK. We've only had it in for the last couple of months, I would say.
Yeah.
But we've used it ever since. It's good stuff. Don't be scared about how much glue you're putting on.
Is that just so it saturates all the way through?
Yeah.
That smokes so quick.
It does.
Have you ever got stuck to it before?
Yes. And it hurts. So yeah, make sure you keep well away from it. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to glue this to this.
Yeah.
Just so then we know for a fact it's not going to shift. Do you want to give it a go, okay?
I was going to say, I want to have a go. I also want to just wobble it. Now,
try it. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
You're gonna test it?
Let's
Go.
test it. Yeah, that's great. Well, that's not even moving. No.
There you go, Kate.
Excellent. So this is candy floss. You can't eat. Imagine you get people like, you said we could eat it.
No.
Don't listen to Kay.
So even if it's a slight off colour, Kate, we can still cover it with moss.
Yeah.
But it just disguises it a little bit more instead of using white paper.
Because I'm intrigued to see, because this is so light in comparison here,
Yeah.
if it goes like, how much darker it goes once you've glued it.
Yeah.
Because obviously with that grey, you can see on those parts there, it's gone quite dark.
Yeah.
So let's try that. Is that enough?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. And then glue. Yep. Ready. Well, I'm going absolutely everywhere.
A bit more on this side, Kate.
This side.
There we go.
Hold your breath.
Is it strong?
Solid. Solid as a rock.
Yeah, that's not moving. We'll put the trousers back on here.
Your trousers.
We'll put the trousers back on and then we'll glue up more and more.
That was top piece.
Start with top first, I suppose.
Because I can't remember exactly where that was, but we
I think,
can figure
that looks more like it, I think.
When you glue,
Yeah.
are you
Whoop.
like looking for particular points of contact?
Just any form of contact's better than none.
Yeah.
But I always try and aim for 3 points of contact.
Yeah.
If you can, that's like worst case scenario, because if there's one that fails, you've still got
Yeah.
2 or 3 different parts. Sorry, 2 different parts to hold on. But if you can only get 2, then 2's enough.
With terrariums, because I transport them a lot,
Yeah.
if I've not glued it properly and I haven't got multiple points of contact, it will shift, like especially during transportation, because most times it'll either get knocked or I'll accidentally catch it. And I think on my earlier builds, I maybe had 1 or 2 points of contact. And then if I'd knocked it, it'd all come out and I'd be like, oh, I've got to drain it all, re-glue it and reset it. I am just filling out the back because we've got quite a void here and we want to fill this space, but we don't want to make it too, what's the word?
Prominent with wood.
Yeah. So we're trying to set back the wood from behind so then the shadow just makes it a bit darker. So then it's just not like a massive, like this part here where the light hit, it's really obvious. Whereas now this is adding like a bit more depth to it. And then once we filled it out with lava rock as well, it'll blend quite nicely. So I think this back bit is secure. Do you want to give it a little shake test and then we'll see like if we can add more points of contact before we flood it?
It's moving. Stop.
I'm going to put some rocks inside this main trunk because, as you can see, we test filled and it failed. So we're going to put some rocks in. Hopefully, if Kay's left me some room here, it's like it's full of...
I guess we kind of need that though. So we're like, okay, I can see what...
I think it's full of rock already.
You did put it quite far up because you can't even see it from this point. Because of how dark it is, you don't see it.
Right, shall we put one in the trousers?
A few fancy front.
I think if we put one in the trousers, it adds more weight. That's what we're after. There you go. That's one in the trouser there.
Is it secure?
Oh, I don't...
Do you want to glue it?
No.
Just in case.
I want to try and wedge it in.
Watch this turn into like a slot machine. Oh, something came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put your hand here, mate. In the bottom of that trouser.
I can feel that there. I don't think that'll come through though.
I don't think it will. There
Push.
we go.
That's moved down now.
Right, yeah.
I can feel that. That's pretty
Hand on
secure.
that side of the trouser.
Yeah, you're not going to see that.
On this trouser.
That's a bigger hole. That's a really big hole.
Will that go through it?
You need bigger.
Oh,
You definitely need bigger.
that one?
Try that one. I'm ready. If you hear a smash.
Ready?
Yeah. I can't feel that from here.
No, that's in. Is it or not?
Nah, because you'll be able to see it from that side.
Yeah, I could fill some rocks in there. Right, okay, that's it. Shall we fill it up again?
Yeah.
Are we using cannon? Lads.
Cannon.
We're using cannon.
If in doubt, get your cannon out.
Oh, God. Cannon.
We're afraid of nothing.
Right. Are you ready for buoyancy test?
Here we go. Let me come around this side.
Oh.
Fire in the hole! I feel more confident on this one because you did put loads in there.
Feels good for now. You ready?
Still good.
Tell us when.
A little bit more. Now. We're good?
Think so.
We're good? I think we're good.
Shall we test this?
Yes. We're both like, yes. That's the only reason I'm here. Fogger.
I'm cutting up this black filter foam and I'm going to put it in the slots in the corners. This is to help create shadowing, but it's also to stop fish from migrating, and same with shrimps. So we thought we'd give it a test run. This is one main reason for it is because we want to see how the tank is reacting with the cork bark. One, to test if it's floating, and two, to see where the water trickles down it. This is quite crucial for where we put in terrarium plants in here, because obviously some of them like wet feet and some of them don't. So we're testing it, seeing how it runs. I'll run through the equipment with you. So we have a Biomaster 850 Thermo. So this is the one with the heater inside. We had a bit of a tricky situation as it's only a quarter full. To get it going was a little bit tricky. So we have to start a siphon and then go into the Biomaster. The plunger on top didn't have enough power to bring it up and over, what's understandable because it's got to pull 3/4 of the water out of the tank. The fogging system is a white python fogger, and this holds 4 litres of water, so this will keep us tied over for a while, what's good. It has 3 modes on it. At the moment, it's on the 2nd mode, and we think it's more than enough. How we've plumbed this is round the side. We come out of our cabinet. So this is a Horizon Aquatics cabinet. They come out, so we've got 3 tubes. So we've got the inlet and the outlet, and this is for the fogger. The fogger comes up into the back of the cork bark, and this is above the outlet of the filter. We needed the fog to sit on top of the water, not underneath it, to create the mist. Inlet to the filter is down the back, and the outlet is also down the back. And as you can see, it goes through the cork bark, in the top there, through this central cork bark, and out to the centre, what creates this nice natural feel going on. So we left the water like this and not made it more streamlined because we wanted it as natural as possible. How it works is that it's going to soak up into the cork bark, so then the roots of the plants can absorb that through the cork bark. As you can see how the smoke comes out of the cork tube, it comes up onto this and up and round, what's going to help with gaining humidity for the terrarium plants. This is also going to be on a timer system, so it's not going to be on constantly like this. We're going to put it on a timer for around about half an hour. Would you say half an hour intervals? Yeah, so Kay's just confirmed half an hour intervals. So how do we prep these then?
So what we're going to do first is remove as much of this soil as possible. It's like that. And we want just the root like this. So this is Japanese sweet flag, and it's got a really nice, like, juniper smell to it.
Oh, it is aromatic.
Oh, nice. So I love using this grass type, and it won't grow much bigger than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
You get the odd strand that grow out bigger, but especially when you confine it in a space, it stays nice and compact. So we've also got Mondo grass that we'll be using, and we've already prepped some nice clumps here. So you can mix these together. I'm going to have these, I think we'll dot them about and see how it looks.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we are prepping is all these beautiful ferns, especially this one here. This is Maidenhair tree fern.
Oh, it's nice.
And I absolutely love the structure of the leaf. And especially when you get a new one come through, you get this nice browny red color come through. These can grow quite big, but you can restrict their growth by confining the roots.
Yeah.
So if we put them in a ball in sphagnum moss, they'll stay, they won't go crazy big, yeah.
Oh, that's good. Sorry, getting back to the soil.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've discarded it and we rinsed it through water.
Yeah.
So that's not, I'm guessing the fertilizer in that is different to aquatic stuff then?
So this is very high in nutrients.
Right, okay.
So I use a lot of worm casting and slow release capsules.
Right, okay. So I'm guessing because it's super high in nutrients, if that goes into our water column, we'll just get constant algae.
Constant, so you have to rinse these off, yeah. So, same again with this.
So with that then, to help like keep the moisture in its roots, we're going to wrap that in sphagnum moss, did you say? Right,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't want them to dry out. So we'll give that a quick rinse. So even though that's like that, we've got the majority off.
Yeah.
And then that will wrap in sphagnum moss.
Right, okay.
What it will do over time, its roots will fan out and spread over the cork, and it will hunt for where its water source is.
Yeah.
So because you'll have livestock in the tank, it will pull the nutrients from the water column.
So all you're doing is just helping it take hold sort of thing.
Yeah.
It'll eventually just do whatever it wants to anyway. All right, okay.
And that's kind of the thing with plants. They will do what they want to do.
Yeah.
No matter how much you like tailor to them, they will grow where they want to grow.
Right.
Some of these, what I'd like to do with most of these as well, I tend to mix the ferns in with each other. So rather than just having that in, sometimes you can use small portions together. So these two work really well together.
Yeah, because you're getting the contrast of two different...
You got these lovely textures. And I think a variety of textures works really well as a whole canopy. So we don't even need to use the entirety of that plant. We can use a small section and let them grow together.
To break up the boldness. Right, okay. So which ones do you want me to prep then?
If we go for these two big ones here, because we can use them in the background.
If this was a fern in like a fish tank, we can cut some of this back.
Yes.
Can you do that with terrarium?
Yes.
Or is it best off keeping it? And
I don't tend to cut back too much because sometimes some of the ferns in my experience have been a bit more delicate.
Yeah.
And they respond to it by dying off quite a bit.
Oh,
and it takes them longer to bounce back.
Right. So we're best off leaving as much as possible.
I would probably leave that because there's not loads there.
And I suppose, can you wrap it up?
Yeah.
And
that'd
then
be
do the
absolutely fine.
sphagnum moss around it?
Because the roots will find their way.
Fair enough.
So even in a clump like this is quite a big plant.
Yeah.
There is points, like within here.
Like the rhizome?
Yeah, where you can split the plant. So I'll pinch in.
Very similar to microsorums in Aquatics.
And then you can hear it snapping. Don't panic when you hear that.
Yeah.
But now...
Oh, nice.
We have two plants.
Look at that.
And they've both got a good root ball there.
Yeah.
So they'll work quite nicely. And you can see it sending off its runners again.
All right, yeah. Oh, cool.
Nice and easy.
So in terrariums, Cave, do you use tools like what we do in aquascaping, or or are they exactly the same, or is there different ones, would you say, or?
Some of them are exactly the same. I tend to work with smaller size tools. So I know for aquascaping, you've got the really long tools, which is great if you've got a massive terrarium. However, a lot of the ones I work on are quite small.
Like bonsai tools sort of thing? Or?
Yeah, I use a lot of bonsai tools as well because I work with bonsai as well. And a lot of the tools are more heavy duty for when you're clipping like thick branches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they just last longer because if you're constantly doing that with certain tools, they don't take well to being used like that. Like they've got specific one for wire cutting. They're fantastic. So we'll thread these up.
Yeah. So we're just using Terra line. We're just literally just wrapping it round the moss.
Yeah.
So sphagnum moss right round the roots. And I'm guessing it's to help absorb water.
Yeah. And also keep any debris that's still left on them held in there so it doesn't fall into the water column. So I'm not putting loads because we're going to position where we want them to go. And it's usually easier to do it when you've got a small pocket like that.
Ta-da!
Magic. If I spag them up, spag bowl.
Spag bowl.
Let's grab some more of this.
Oop. Oh,
that's 3. There you go. Never happened. No one will know.
So what's the best part about building a terrarium then, Kay?
I love the hardscape phase.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite part. I don't mind planting.
Yeah.
But I think there's like endless possibilities. It's like Lego in a sense, you know? Like you can have the same materials and tools, but it's down to like your perception of what you do with the pieces that you have. So endless possibilities, endless play.
What's not to love, eh?
What? Yeah, literally.
I'm guessing doing terrariums is very much like aquascaping. The more you do them, the better you get. Like the technique gets better and you're learning a lot more and stuff like that.
Your thinking process speeds up as well. Like when you first start anything, it takes you a lot longer to be like, okay, this plant is going to do this. Oh, what's this do again? But then, like, because you guys have got how many years experience doing aquascaping?
Now you're asking.
9.
8, 9. So you've gone through a lot of challenges making scapes. Your knowledge is very vast on all the products that you stock in here.
Yeah.
So when you're making a scape now, you know
exactly what something's going to do. Yeah. We've wrapped them. So now what?
Now we're going to place our bigger ferns around the back.
Yeah.
And just see how we feel and how it fits in the flow of the design.
Cool.
Because of the way they are plugged, it just makes them easier to angle them, maneuver them.
Right.
As opposed to having a massive ball, which if we see how that looks further back, because that will grow further up.
So where would you want that?
Try on this side over here.
Or do you want it further down?
Go to the back with that one again. Leave that there for now. We'll come back and if we need to move it, we'll move it. It looks like a bit much there, but we can always take away.
Right, okay.
Let's go with those 3 again. Back corner. Can we do that one more upright? Is there room to do that? If not, I can...
I suppose so, yeah. Like that.
It's quite high to light, isn't it?
Is that a thing you've got to watch out for? Like, will they burn?
It will, but it will adapt to its surrounding. Anything on that light will scorch eventually. But I'm also being mindful of they will grow extra. So
they're fully aquatic now.
This is where planting usually takes me a bit longer because I'm always rearranging. So I'd be tempted to cut that off, that big extension here.
Right, okay.
Because that's smaller for now. And that's a new leaf, to be honest. So that's why it's lighter in colour.
Right.
Maybe that can sit here. I say maybe because I'll probably change my mind in a minute.
I feel like going there. Just throwing it out now, okay? Like, you can say that this is rubbish if you want, but I think this rabbit's foot, because of the cool detail we were talking about earlier, I think might look quite good. Oh no, I'm just I'm just destroying your work.
It'll look great if we just destroy it all.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. But this is why we do the plugs, so then we can just keep moving them.
What about something like
what cascades into the water?
Like cascading over.
Well, we can clip the leaves back and separate it. Wait, actually, I've got smaller ones. Try the smaller one.
I just like the rabbit's foot looking thing.
You're liking it now, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I see what you mean about it.
So when that grows in,
like that.
Because then that will just creep over the wood over time. So I'm finding cracks and gaps in the wood to fit the grasses in, and they've got no soil, they're just resting on top. But what we're going to do, because the water's trickling here, we fill all the voids with sphagnum moss, and then we put a mix of different species of mosses on top, and then that will wick all the moisture that they'll need, and then all the way to the back to these ones as well, so they won't dry out. I would like to put one further back somewhere. Because now I'm trying to, rather than it all just being in one plane, I need to go back and see how that looks. So we're putting spaghetti bolognese in the back of this. So we're putting sphagnum moss in the back here because both these ferns are in the same area, and we don't want them to dry out because they're so high up from the water line. They're not necessarily going to get any water. They will get a little bit from when it's been misted, but I don't think it'll be enough. So we're putting some of this in, and then we're going to add terra tape, which will wick up the water from behind and keep them hydrated and stop them drying out. In theory.
The good thing with sphagnum moss, even though it looks dead there as well, it also regenerates. Boom!
So maybe here, here, and here.
Yep.
these 3 points to start.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's start from this side.
Right.
If we get a pot and just mix them on, or a tray and mix them on it.
Ooh, we're going crazy with it, are we?
Blend it.
Fun fact, these pouches come with a metre of cotton.
Oh, do they?
They do. So if you're just wanting to add something on there quickly to your scape, you've got a metre of cotton there.
Nice.
That's nice.
It's like a little secret stash. Does it say on
It
the
is.
packet?
Yeah, look. There, look. Included magic moss.
Nice.
No.
Approved. Which one's that one?
This one is the peacock.
Peacock. So I'm going to steal a little bit of this.
Are we just going to mix it all up as one and then just dot it around or not?
Then mix it, yeah. I'll take a few bits to not mix, and we can dot them in specific places. And all I'm doing is like wedging it in. Yeah, that's going to work fine because that water's trickling through.
So this is the peacock moss you're using?
Yeah. And then with the mix batch, we'll just fill in the gaps.
Or to make it a little more natural, you're just going to mix loads of mosses together? Right, okay, so now Kay's done his part at the top. I'm thinking of bringing the fern types down below as well, just so it looks like it follows suit. So I'm thinking ferns round here somewhere, potentially some round here, because if we've got ferns on this side, we want to put them on the other side as well, just to follow suit. One side will be heavier with the ferns than the others. Or we could use Balbitis. Balbitis might look good actually, because it droops down. Okay. And then we both agreed that up here we could do with something flowering. So we're potentially thinking Bucephalandra, because this part is actually underwater, but we'll grow them immersed. And with the fogger, fingers crossed it should work. Okay, let's go pick some plants then. If we get ferns, we'll get quite a few of these. Sorry, not ferns, Balbitis. I'll get a few of these. So let's get these in place and let's see how these look. So this tank's going to be an Epiphyte-only tank as far as the aquatic plants go. Kay has also done that with the top as well, so with there being no soil, it just makes life a lot easier for us, as well as you guys, the consumer, if you want to try something like this at home. And with Epiphyte-only, you've got no limitation of where you can place stuff. This is a Balbitis, so the good thing about this plant is it looks very green at the moment, so the immersed growth is green, like a bright green, but when it goes underwater it goes like a slight iridescent. It gives a bit of like a gloominess feel to an aquarium and an aging feel. So we're going to test place these. I'm not going to glue them in straight away, but I want to test place them. So we've got 4 here. I might go for a 5th. So let's have a look, see how they look. put some on this side like I was saying before. With Balbitis, it tends to grow down, what's really nice. Still there. Yeah, I think another one here, and then potentially another one over here just to fill that gap out. Yeah, I think bringing the top level down to the water section, it blending the two together with the ferns up at the top there. We've got the ferns there and Balbitis there, and then we've got the ferns up top there, and it just seems to flow a lot more. I think what we should do now is potentially put the boost on top of there, because that's another big primary part of the scape. So yeah, if we put some boost on top of there, so I'm going to go with Thea, normal Thea, I think. It's got different tones, but it's kind of subtly adding a path. And when these flowers come up, they're a white flower, so it'll just break it up a little bit more. I will dot the odd green one in there as well, but I think most of it will be Thea normal.